I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter, and this is
the Family Showdown! Ooh, that music gives me inertia.
It's supposed to be like slow, like calm music.
I don't want to play that game. That's what that was.
All right.
So how long do you think they're going to figure out that we really just do this because we like to see the chat engage?
All right, so we're having
It's so good to see you.
we're having internet problems, so if it buffers here and there, we apologize. I changed some settings. Hopefully, we can power through this, but it seems to be remotely stable right now.
All hail the IT guy. You saved the internet.
No.
As much as you could. It wasn't doing anything before.
No, but hopefully we can actually get through this. So if it buffers occasionally, skips occasionally, we apologize. But we wanted to power through. Rebecca suggested we just pre-record it and loaded it later, but I was like, nope.
Onward!
No.
Never give up.
So,
never surrender.
So this Inertia board games. This is one of our meaning my, because I'm the only one that comes up with wacky terms.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mostly just poo-poo my wacky terms, and so this is a term I coined probably top 100 a couple of years ago. I'm thinking Inertia board games. So basically, it's when you're going to you got your group together. You're like, hey, let's play this game, and you go to reach for it on the shelf, and you're like, let's play this one over here instead. So it's kind of like there's something causing you to not play the game, and it's not necessarily you have enough players, or it's not the right group, or that sort of thing.
The situation may be ideal. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, I think was it Dark Tater that had the thing when he makes his top 100. He makes his top 100 based on ideal conditions. You always have the right player count and the right group.
Right. That's
you don't
fair.
ever take that into account.
That's true.
So like Twilight Imperium, you need probably 5 players. It's gonna be 12 hours. That's gonna be a rare situation, but he doesn't take that into account. So Inertia board games don't take into account the wrong player group or the wrong, like if you're reading for like a social deduction game, you have a bunch of wallflowers at the table, and you're like, we're not gonna play that, right? It's not that. There's something else beyond that sort of thing that's causing you not to play that.
Indeed.
All right, so I think we're gonna.
Shenanigans.
I think we're gonna have some.
Some overlap.
Some overlap, but I think if we do overlap, we're gonna have very different reasons for overlapping.
I think so too, because you are usually our teacher.
Yeah,
and that's going to be huge on more your end than my end. I mean, it will.
Yeah.
I will reflect that. I'll explain why for my games.
That's the point.
There's some different reasons for each one of them, just slightly different things. So
but that's what we mean by Inertia board game. It's hard to get to the table, but not necessarily for the wrong group or the wrong number of players.
And it's not that we don't like the game. All of these games I love.
I wouldn't go that crazy. No, these are some of my favorite games. I think every one of these, maybe except for a couple, are in my top 100. So
I didn't check mine, but again, mine vacillates a lot, so that's kind of not a fair assessment of my games.
All right,
let's be real. All right, did you guys make lists?
Checking it twice.
Do you have Inertia games? If so, share them in the chat because you guys are great.
All right. So I guess we just get it started.
Everyone's asking why it's my fault. Did you throw me under the bus? Is that why we're having it today instead? Yes, I am on spring break.
I threw you under the bus.
And I'm going, peace out.
Yeah,
I'm going to go somewhere.
She's leaving me all alone with the pets and leaving.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't blame her. I'd leave too.
No, I'm not leaving. I like how we just left it there. I'm just leaving. I'm going out for cigarettes.
We're not centered either. You're like the star of the show tonight.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
whatever.
okay with that.
Whatever. No, it was because I'm hopefully going somewhere where there's no cell phone signal or very little, if you know what I mean.
She's getting away. She's
getting away.
Going off the grid, as the kids say. Is that what the kids say these days? Going off the grid. That's more the older people say that, right?
I'm not quite going off grid, but darn close.
The camera's driving me crazy.
I thought you were setting it up because you said, hey, sit where you're going to sit, and then you fiddled with things.
Well,
so usually that means...
I zoomed in more than normal.
Oh, okay. So. SpaceX. That would be awesome.
All right.
Yes, I'm going to... I think you'd have a stroke if I said I was going to space.
If you're going to space?
Yes. You would? You're like, wow, okay, cool.
Like outer space?
Yeah.
Or just doing the little barf plane thing?
Oh, well, I'd start with the barf plane, make sure I could, do it, but...
All right. Let's get started. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm jumping in the middle. You're jumping in the middle of conversation. You try to jump on board, and you have no idea what people are talking about, but you want to be part of the crew, so you're just talking. That's what I'm doing right now.
Number 10.
Number 10. Who was one first? Oh, we haven't done.
Oh, Bim Bam Bum, baby.
We haven't done a top.
Bim Bam Bum.
We haven't done a top 10 in a
Bam
while.
Bam Bum.
Oh, what is
Bim
this?
Bam Bum.
Oh, this is a little throwback.
Throwback.
Anybody know what that's from?
Actually, isn't that two different things?
It's two different.
I was like, that's confusing, is what that is.
All right, let's see.
Okay. Boy, you guys stuck around. You're getting the reward. It's random shenanigans tonight, man.
That one's debatable. Who dresses worse? Oh, that's a race that we're both winning right there.
I know. It's like I do the path of least resistance. As do you. You work from home. I think you win that one. I at least have to like.
I'm in pajamas, bottoms, so.
Yeah, even right now.
So, I guess it's me. All right, so I get to pick. I'm gonna do the normal order so I don't mess up. So I go first.
Okay, that's fair.
My number 10. Let's see what it is. It is this one. Smartphone Inc. This is all the games that I put on my list. This one I have the least reasons for.
I was gonna say, why haven't we played it?
We've got the 2-player expansion for it, and we haven't even played the 2-player expansion.
That's crazy.
So
Crazy
something
talk.
is stopping us from playing this. I think it is. It's in a weird category. it's so you got our midweight Euro games, which
Okay.
it kind of fits in that category ish.
Okay.
And you have economic games.
Okay.
It's like in the middle of both of those and kind of is not one or the other. So if we think, hey, let's play a midweight little 90-minute Euro game, we think of Crown of Mara and Lorenzo and games like that. Hey, let's play an economic game. We think of Raccoon Tycoon and Stockpile and things like that.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of in this nebulous zone of not belonging. It's kind of a unique game in that way because it's economic and a Euro kind of mushed together, and it just kind of. You think that would make it be played more often, but it's actually gets picked less for some reason.
Yeah.
It really needs to go on that shelf of games we need to play is where it really needs to go.
That's true. That kind of works.
So that's my number 10, the redheaded stepchild of Euro games.
It's true.
Smartphone Inc.
Xeris had one that we used to before we got the Kallax. This would have been like one of our main problems. His is smash up because he has a bunch of crap on top of it. He doesn't want to have to dig the game out. And I was like,
that's kind of our hallway games. Those are the kind of the forgotten games.
The forgotten realms.
We got all the games in our game room, and then there's some in a hallway off
but
to the side.
they're not stacked funky anymore.
No.
Like we used to have some that were like crazy. You had to do all sorts of stuff to get to, and it's like.
Back in the day when we used mostly bookshelves, there were stacks and stacks of games.
Yep.
So yeah, it just kind of there you go. So what?
Me too, Coraloo. Same thing with Anne. Okay, so my number 10. Don't give me that face. You already looked, didn't you?
No.
This is a kind of a cheat. I lumped them all together.
Oh,
and you'll see
you
why.
Always got cheats.
Well,
yeah, I used to be the one that cheated all the time.
You did.
And now you're the one that does it.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. 18XX games.
Wait, did you put?
I did.
Oh, you didn't put words. You forgot to put words. Use your words.
I did, but I guess I didn't print them, or that didn't.
They're not active, and
that's bizarre.
I can't see which one's the words.
Well, you should have brought your glasses. Go up. It's right underneath the image picture.
This one?
Yep. There you go. See, I did type it.
Yeah, but you didn't make it active.
Let the record show. I don't know how I bumped it. So
no, we turned them all off for something. We were just showing pictures for something. We turned them all off. We need to turn them all back on.
Oh snap!
Apparently, I have duties, technical IT duties.
I didn't know. I didn't check that.
18XX.
So this one for me has inertia because lately to like set aside time to play games has been kind of like hit or miss, and then this is like chunk of time. Like, this is half a day of something.
No, because you got Mississippi now. This is like 90 minutes.
Well, I haven't played Mississippi yet.
And Chesapeake's only like 2 hours.
So this is all the other 18XX games, because the last few times I've played, it is a commitment, a life commitment.
Yeah, most 18XX games are 3 to 5 hours. So.
You're right, Corley. With the XX at the end, it kind of does look naughty. It just means there's a billion different years, and they got lazy with it. But, it is funny. I don't know. It's for me, like, it's it's not my like favorite kind of game. Like I like them.
Boo.
And I enjoy and I enjoy playing online with you peeps like Xeris and Mary and Hunter and Tommy and like whoever our usual crew is. It's fun.
Tommy just kind of weasels in. I don't know what's going on.
He's in Italy. He can't defend himself too.
That's true.
So like, it's just like it's a lot of fun, but
Germany?
it is I think both
No.
a chunk of time, and it's like really hard to get that going. And sometimes when things are really crazy, it's hard to justify setting aside a big chunk of time like that. So that one, it's like, yeah, it's not gonna hit as much. It's just
sounds like a personal thing.
I know.
This is all kind of personal things.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point, right? Bring it.
Number 9.
Number 9. What's my number 9? I don't even know. Let's look. Dinosaur Island. This
You
one's
just are hating on this game now.
kind of. So this one's got a double whammy of Inertia. But I love the game so much, so I break through the inertia more often than not. But it has, on one hand, it has the bazillion expansions and a bazillion things you have to learn. So we got everything, the Kickstarter. So you got the water expansion, this expansion, and this other expansion, and
Flying
the leaders
things,
expansion,
swimming
and the
things.
executive, all these expansions. And so you have to read through all the little expansion pamphlets. And Kickstarters really should come with a like. The Western Legends came with a book with all the expansion rules all in one book.
Well, they don't even need to bind it and make a book out of it. They just consolidate.
Because it's difficult when you well, this is my experience. When you have a bunch of expansions, you kind of set it up for the base game. Then you open up the first expansion book. It's like, okay, make these changes and set up. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
So take these off and do this and changes around. Like, okay, next expansion. Make these changes with this expansion, and if you're using the other expansion, also make these changes. Oh, okay. Next expansion. Oh, dude, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it gets old really fast.
So you basically have to work through all these different expansion books and make changes based on that. Some expansions are just add in more cards and stuff like that. That's easy, but some of them is like, well, in lieu of doing this thing, you put this new module in. So you have to take an old module out, put the new module in. Yeah, so that's one thing that's going on with it. The other thing is, there's a far superior game that's very similar. That's the other hand.
I was going to say on the other hand, but this other hand is going to go,
So I like Dinosaur World better, so if I'm reaching for Dinosaur Island...
He's like, oops, I got Dinosaur World. How'd that happen?
As I'm reaching, if I veer a little to the left, I get the better game, so just saying. But that one has a bunch of expansions, too.
Technical difficulties,
No.
Shame.
So
might be some witnesses.
So there's two things going on for this, but this is lower down on the list because I love Dinosaur Island so much that that inertia, I crashed through it. I like Hulk through the inertia and get the game and play it anyway. So that's why it's a little lower on the list.
That's fair.
If we didn't play it at all, then that would be a different story. Smart Run Inc. We don't hardly ever play that game, and Dinosaur Island, we love that game. Love.
Make it sound like we hate.
We don't hate it. It just we haven't played it in years, and we haven't played the 2-player expansion for it ever.
That's crazy.
Ever. So anyway,
are you sure?
Pretty sure. 99% sure.
Okay. All right. My number 9 is another beastie, and that's part of the reason it's got the inertia, and that is Arkwright. This one's. How did I tell you this? It was like my I hate to love this game because it's so heavy. And it's just economic monstrosity of doom, and I should hate everything to do with it. But I don't. But it tasks me. We get started in that game, and I must find the most efficient engine if it kills me to figure out how the game works every single time. And that is why it gives me inertia, is because it takes me a while to figure it out every single time. You have to have a long teach.
We don't play it often.
We don't play it often. It's a long teach because there's a million different things. And it's not intuitive to me to do all this mathy stuff. I know, shocking, right? But by the time that all that's said and done and we've got the whole thing set up, it's not a super simple setup by any stretch either. It's got quite a bit of pieces to it. And by the time that's all said and done, it's just like, wow. And now we have a heavy game to play. Yeah. You know, and you're just like, Okay. But, I mean, when you're in the mood for it, it's fantastic. It's crazy. Like, if you want a heavy game, this is a beast of a game. Probably the heaviest game we own, or darn close.
Probably.
But it's...
I don't know. Not according to Board Game Geek, but yeah, I think it is the heaviest game we own.
Ooh, man, it feels like it is. But then, I don't know. I feel like we need to revisit this one soon. Because we've been playing some games that are pretty darn heavy nowadays. Maybe this one won't have... Maybe the inertia is mostly in our mind. You know? Maybe it's okay, in my mind. Maybe it's just a mental thing I have. Like a mental hurdle now because it was so crazy heavy when we first started it.
Did you take economics in college?
I did, actually. And you know what? I had a good teacher. And it made sense. That doesn't mean I like it.
I took like 4 or 5 economics classes.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took macro and micro. I had to take 2.
All right.
So
let's move on to...
But anyway, yeah. It's a good game. Just hard to get to.
Number 8.
Number 8. Let's see what my number 8 is. It's going to be exciting. Let's see. Architects of the West Kingdom.
What? Why?
So I love Architects.
I know you do.
But it, in my opinion, is the 3rd best of the West Kingdom series. So as I'm reaching for Architects, I go, ooh, Paladins. Or ooh, Viscounts. Or even now, ooh, Wayfarers. So it's 4th in line to the bar.
Ouch.
And
ouch, Architects.
It's just...
Step up your game, Architects.
I think the only reason we've played it even recently is we've done the Tommy Saga. And...
Tome Saga. It's not Tommy's Saga.
We've done the Tommy Saga lately, and that's why we played Architects. But it's 4th best. It's like in the race. It doesn't even get the silver, gold, or bronze. It gets nothing. It's not even on the podium when it comes to the games. And like right behind Architects is Raiders. So you got Paladins or Wayfarers. I'm not sure yet. And then Viscounts and Architects, and then Raiders. It's a great game. I enjoy it, but it's like we don't get to play games often. Paladins.
So
is
pick your
better.
favorites. Yeah.
Paladins is better.
So what I'm hearing now is if we have to cull some more. You're the first one out, Architects.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But it's fun to play the Tommy Saga.
Soggy Tommy. That's what Corley said. I might approve it if you call it that. Now that's hilarious.
Tommy Soggy. I like that.
Soggy Tommy.
Soggy. Yeah, that might work.
Yeah.
Although it's hard to just justify a Y out of an A. Maybe it's the Old English. Tommy Soggy.
Old English.
Soggy Tommy.
Old Germanic.
Anyway, so yeah, it's just that one just suffers from a very similar games that are better. I mean, the South Tigers games are very different because they're dice stuff, but even so, even among those 3, it's my 3rd favorite, and like we don't get to cycle through games very often, so it's gonna be the 3rd. If we rotate through games, it's gonna be the other ones, and then we'll get back to Architects. So it's just I got a feeling the South Tigers will be the same way. We'll love all 3 of them, but they'll be our favorite, and then we won't play one of the 3 as often as the other ones. Because we've played Paladins.
I think Scholar is the one that's going to come out. It's going to be my favorite, and the rest of them I can throw in the dumpster.
Oh, probably. Fair.
I'm just waiting for the internet to explode. No, I'm just kidding. So, my number 8. This one's probably the one that everyone, the reasoning behind this will be the one that everybody figures I would have put on my list. And number 8 is Lords of Hellas. And the reason for this one is, it's funny, the setup isn't too bad, but it's got the giant box intimidation factor to it, and it's pretty well organized. It's not like it takes forever, but it's got that big box, kind of eye it and go, that looks like a lot of work. And it's attacky, which y'all know for me, I have to be kind of in the mood for that. It's not all attacky. There's different ways that you can do, like, win the game. But there's no way to avoid having to defend yourself. And 1/3 of the game is attacking. I mean, probably closer to 2/3 because you've got an area control thing.
Are you saying ways to win?
Yeah, like your ways to win.
Well, all of them involve attacking.
They're all going to involve some kind of attacking unless you just happen to walk in to the temples, which after people figure out what you're doing, you're not going to be able to walk into more than 2 at max. I mean, there's just no way. So it's one of those things that you're going to be attacking a lot, and you have to be strategic about it, and you have to plan you actually have to be in there and be attacky. You can't just kind of do the I'm a pacifist kind of thing in that game, or you'll just lose horribly. And I don't know. This game really makes me want to go and win and stuff. I love it. It's a really good game. It's really smooth. It's really fun. There's so many different ways to win with it, but I have to be in the mood for that attackiness. And then you just look at that box, and it just, for whatever reason, you think, oh, I have so much setup. I don't know.
You don't set up though.
I help sometimes. I ask, and you're usually like, no, I've got it. I'm trying to decide. Okay, fine. You know what? Fine. Fine. You're on your own.
I better move on before I get in trouble.
You better.
Number 7.
What's your thing?
All right, number 7. Let's see what it is. It'll be exciting.
Okay. You don't know? Don't you know?
Feast for Odin.
That one, yeah.
So
wow, yeah.
So
everyone knows why.
We love Feast for Odin, but wow, 64 different worker placement spots. Most of them are grouped together, so you can kind of group them together when you teach.
Yes.
But it is the way I teach, and I do a thorough teach because I don't like half teaching someone and then midway through the game everyone's confused and what's going on.
No, I hate that.
So I literally go through all the worker placement spots and go, okay, this one does that, and this one does this, and this one does that, and this one does that. And for most games, you only have, 8 to 10, maybe 12 different spots you have to describe.
64.
It's like, okay, you go here to get resources, but you can go here with 2 meeples and get resources plus this, or you can go here with 3 meeples and get resources plus this and this other thing. You can go here and you can do this, and you have to roll a die and do all kinds of crazy stuff. Or you can go over here and do this and this and this and this and this and this and that and this and this. And by the time you get down to the bottom, people already forgot what's up at the top. So it's like, it's just, the way I teach this game makes it a beast to teach this game. Because
it's true.
Because invariably, if you don't do that, you go, oh, you go here to get resources, or you go here to do that, or you go here to do that, and then you're just going to have questions throughout the game. It's like, oh, well, if I go to here, how does this one work compared to that one? And it's just, the game just continually just stalls out every time a person takes a turn. And if you have AP people, which we don't really tend to have AP people. For
just
the
you.
most part. Just me. That is a lot of things. That's just a whole different story.
Oh, no. We have to, make a contract with ourselves, basically, to be like, okay, we're not AP in this game.
And
except for maybe the last round.
Luckily, the setup is not too bad because you have it comes with the
tray, that's true.
It comes with the trays.
That's nice, but
just the teach of that, it's just, I flip out that worker placement board. Here, it's right behind us. Okay.
Oh, yes. Please do tell. Do tell.
I can
Bring the tea.
I mean, I assume a lot of people already played it, but assuming you haven't, I'll give you a quick.
Here's why you haven't played it.
Here's the reason.
Just show them that. Just show them that. That'll show.
The board's at the bottom. I am not going to do that.
Come on. I'll help you clean it up later. I promise. Come on. Oh, the audience is. Why did you flip the trays? They were encased.
You said you would help me clean it up.
I didn't mean the trays. I believe you forfeited your. Oh my gosh! Are you insane?
Here's the board. Those are all worker placement spots.
Here's all the tiles that were nice and neat and in their tray. I can't. Oh my gosh! You better hit that technical difficulties button. Yeah. You saw that? So think 64 different placements with 500,000 tiles to go with them. The hunter just,
Now it's even more inertia.
I can't wait to leave the house now. I think I'm going to leave a little early. Sleep in my car. Wow. I cannot believe what I have.
That was funny. Anyway, Feast for Odin's my number 7. Did I push the button? Did I even push the button for Feast for Odin? Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay.
It doesn't matter. They've seen every inch of that game now.
Is that blocking the camera? Okay.
No, it's not. It's past the table. Yes, he did need something to do while I was gone. Good point, Zaris. Very good point. And neutral. Everybody's saying that. Now we know what Hunter's doing while I'm gone. Yeah. You
Can't
fan
breathe.
yourself there?
I can't breathe.
Oh, wow.
You're the one that told me to dump it out.
No, I did not say dump it out.
Let's rewind.
I said,
Rewind the tape. Check the tape.
why would you take that literally anyway? In what sane universe would someone say, oh, this has organized trays?
What's your number 7?
My number 7.
It's not as size as my number 7.
I said flip it. Oh, thanks, neutral. Flip it.
Flip what?
Apparently I said flip it.
Oh.
I meant flip it upwards like this.
I did exactly what she said, right?
No.
Confirmation?
No, I'll put a vote in.
What's your
Actually, I don't. You guys are trolls.
What's your number 7?
All right, so my number 7 is Yeeto. So Yeeto, this one, it's not attacky in the way like Lords of Palace is, because I mean you're physically attacking armies. Yeeto, you're a ninja. But the thing is, you're accomplishing very difficult. Well, actually, the missions you have are varying difficulties, but some of them are incredibly difficult, and will take all of your inventory up. But you have to get exactly what fills up your inventory to accomplish these missions, and they have incredibly tight worker placement places for them, and you can get blocked out of these spots, which means you might be delayed more than one round trying to get these things to accomplish your missions. It's really rough. Being that mean and also a heavy game on top of it sometimes has prevented us from pulling this one out, because we're like, man, because there are times, even if you're trying to just do your own thing and get your missions done, you're going to, whether it's inadvertent or totally you knew what you were doing kind of thing, you block somebody's spot. There's just no way to do that nicely, right? Like there's no way to play this game nicely. Just isn't. So when we're not in the mood for that one, if we want to do something with missions, think of all the games nowadays that have like contract fulfillment of different sorts that are Euro based that aren't so mean. Then there's like a wall behind us. So that one sometimes gets swept under the rug.
Yeah, and you didn't mention the fact that it's like a 3-hour game too.
It is longer too. That's true.
Yeah, good one. Not as exciting as my number 7. Not even close. But it's good.
A line over a... What language is that, Zaris? You're asking about a line over a D?
Oh, this? Is he asking about this? My hat?
No. I don't think so.
Oh, Yeeto. Oh, he says Yeeto, the box.
Oh, does it have it over the box?
Yeah, there's a line over the D.
Oh, there's lines over every letter.
It's just a font.
I think it's some weird... Okay, I got you. It's got to be some very strange font choice. I'm with you.
Yeah, it's just a weird font.
Yeah. That is bizarre. You're right. I don't particularly like that, because I don't think there was a reason for that except that it looked Japanese style, I'm guessing. Ugh. It's crazy.
Number 6.
Number 6. Let's find out what my number 6 is.
What is your number 6?
Hopefully I won't throw it all over the table.
No!
My number 6 is... What game is that? I can't see it.
Batoku?
Batoku. So this one, we've only played this game one time, and it immediately went... This is one of the ones that I described as an Inertia game in my top 100 this year. I think it was in my top 100. It's either during the top 100 or when we were talking about that when we played it. The setup on this one is just a lot. There's just stuff. There's stacks of tiles you're putting all over the place. The player boards have a lot of setup. There's just all the setup. It is rules intensive. It is a longer game. It is a heavier game. It's setting precariously on the cold edge of being cold, because it's a beautiful game, and it's a fun game, and I really enjoy it, but I fear it's going to be one of those that just is going to be just set on the shelf and collect dust, because it's got inertia. This one actually would be higher, but we only played it once, so that was just kind of my gut initial reaction, so I don't know if that's the way it's going to be, but we may not play it for a couple years, so who knows if that's opinion will change. But it was a blast, but man, I set it up. It took forever to set it up. The rule book was a lot. It was not intuitive in how things should be set up and where they go, and they used weird words for things, different things and stuff. Like you can put them across on the other side of the river. It's like, what's the river? You're like, you have to like look at the board. It shows up the thing on the board and it shows what the different regions are. And you're like, you have to go reference back and forth. It's like, okay, what's it talking about? What region?
Well, didn't it create terms for things too?
Yeah,
which
somewhat. And then once I read the rules, I'm like, after I got done with the rules, I read through the rules. I'm like, I don't know how to play this game. I had no clue.
We ended up watching a video all of us together.
We all just sat down and watched.
Kind of did a summary.
Watched Gaming in a Nutshell. That guy's good.
Yeah, love that.
Anyway, so we ended up watching a video. I'm like, oh, okay, now it all makes sense and it all clicked. But without that video, I would have been struggling to figure out how to play the game, and it was just a lot. But once we played and started playing, it's like, oh, this is all these interesting things, and you can do all this stuff, and has dice manipulation. Basically, you have like in Teotihuacan, where you level up dice and stuff like that. It has that. I love that mechanism.
That was cool.
It has all these cool things going on, but woof.
I feel hopeful. New American Underground says that Bitoku gets better quicker with further plays.
Okay.
And even setup, which that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is my gut reaction on one play. So like I said, it could change. But man, that first play, from the time I opened it up and started setting it up until the time we started playing, it was like 2 hours.
Here, hit my number 6.
Oh, is it the same one?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
So mine is also Bitoku. This is our little crossover because of the things you didn't even mention how long Bitoku sat on our shelf of shame because we were like, this is gonna take a while. We even knew going into it, and we were just like hesitant to get it started the first time.
Right.
And then when we finally did, we had so many troubles with the rules that you're talking about. We ended up watching the video together, and then we came back to the table, kind of did a run through, and we still were kind of like, okay. I mean, it clicked about a third of the way through the game. We're like, man, this is great. We love this, blah, blah, blah. But like, it's, I don't know. It was such a long thing. And I think I'm with you. I'm hopeful that with what Underground says, but are we going to get a lot of plays into where that becomes the case? Are we going to be able to get it to that point?
Yeah.
That would be my worry at this point, right?
I mean, just with our track record, we're going to go back to it in, a year from now, and we're going to be in the same situation again.
Right. And that's
where I'm struggling through the rules. We're struggling to set it up. We're struggling
to
figure out how to play. And we'll have watching the. No, we'll just go. Yeah, we'll just go straight
to the video.
Well, that'll cut out some of it. We'll go straight to the video to learn how to play. But, whew, yeah, that's.
Okay, you played it 4 times and it picked up. Okay, that's good to know. That's good.
All right.
I have hope.
Let's move on.
Number 5.
Number 5. Let's see what number 5 is. I don't know.
Yeah, Nithrania. Yeah, that's the one.
Deus. We haven't played this game, and I don't even remember the last time we played this game.
Man. No, we played this. I swear. Okay, go ahead and talk about it. I want to know why do we have inertia with this game? But
I know what my inertia for this game is I go to reach. So I have I have my board games. It's kind of hard to tell, but I have them in categories. So I got like economic games. I got fantasy games. I got real world games. I've got like all the Felds together, all the Uves together. I have attacky games down at the bottom. They're all in a category, and Deus is in a category for Civ games. And I go to reach for Deus off the Civ games shelf, and I've got Dominations. I like that better. I got Through the Ages. I like that better. All these Civ games I like better, all hovering around it, and I go and I'm like veer off, and grab a different game. And there's a lot of new Civ games that are coming out. They're really good. So the Origins game is really good. Mosaic is awesomely good. So why would I pick Deus over like Mosaic? Because I love Mosaic 10 times better than Deus. And for whatever reason, and this makes no sense because they're very, very different games. Coimbra and Deus in my head are similar games because they have the different not Coimbra, Concordia and Deus in my head are very similar games because you have all the different you have all the different kinds of cards, and they're like in Deus you have like 6 different types of cards.
Yeah, then you stack them and
at the end of Concordia you have all the different kinds of cards and you score them at the end.
Okay.
So in my head, like Concordia like trumps Deus in some way in my head even though they're completely different games. That one just never gets played. So when's the last time we played it?
In a long time.
When was the last time we played it, dear?
2018.
2018, 5 years ago.
I could have sworn
No, we have not played this game in forever and ever and ever and ever.
Wow.
So, And part of the way I made my list, for the most part, is games that we haven't played in a long time. That's not true.
That's not with mine. That's not the case with mine, but...
It just, for whatever reason, we just never played this game. And I know it used to be in your, like, top 20 at one time, I want to say.
Probably, yeah.
And, it just doesn't get played for whatever reason. And right now, I wouldn't pick Mosaic. I mean, I would always play Mosaic over Deus.
I don't know that I would. Because Deus doesn't have a big map thing going on.
It has a map.
Yeah, but not
just as much as Mosaic has a map going on. There's probably more going on Deus.
I guess the map's just simpler.
It's a simpler map, but even Mosaic is a simple map because the entire when you put troops in a region, you just throw them in the region. They're not even on spaces. Whereas in Mosaic, you're actually moving dudes around and you're building little buildings and stuff on the map. And it has a lot more complicated. All right, we need to
play this game. Let's go.
Yeah, Deus, it's got the...
That's weird to me.
It's like, in my head, Concordia trumps it, and in my head, it's a lesser Civ game than 3 or 4 other Civ games.
I don't think of it as a Civ game. I think maybe that's why. I think of it as like doing this card combo thing. And to me, it's a card combo game. And I think part of the problem is I haven't pestered you to play it because I keep thinking... I guess our play of it was so vivid. I feel like we had just played it.
No, we haven't played it in ages. I can't even recall the last time we played it.
Don't mind me.
It was in the before times.
It was the before times. As I tell my kids, it was BC, before COVID. That's how we date things at school.
It was in the before times.
It was in the before times.
All right, what's your number 5?
So my number 5, I've actually seen in the chat a little bit, but not for the same reasons, is Everdell. We don't have the big monster Everdell box, but...
Everdell. Huh.
Yeah, I picked this one because...
See, I've played it several times without you, so it's like...
Oh, you have?
Fresh in my head.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I think part of the problem for me is I love Everdell. You know I'm a sucker for that art. I totally go ridiculous over that art. But the card combos are harder to get. There's so many dang cards in that.
Yeah, that's...
And we don't even have a bunch of expansions and stuff, but it's really hard to get combos and get things going on that because there's just so many cards. You may not even see the cards that combine during your game. And the turns are incredibly tight, so, I mean, it's not like... I mean, there's some ways to get more cards, to get through some cards, but, it's kind of a luck of the draw kind of situation.
And for 2 players, it's also an issue for 2 player. For 2 players...
Maybe that's it. Maybe
they need to condense the deck or something for 2 players.
Maybe that's what it is.
You don't cycle through as near as many cards.
2 player. So, if I'm going to go for a game that's really cute with art and has lots of card combos and doing stuff like that, we have a bunch of other games that do that.
Right.
And I want to see my cards fire off, so Everdell sometimes doesn't get pushed, which is sad because I love the components in that game. I love the way the game looks, the art, everything. But I'm just like,
right.
I don't know if I'm going to see my cards fire off properly. Maybe I just am incredibly terrible at that game. I don't even know. But whatever the reason is, there's other games I end up going for.
Yeah, a lot of games that we have like that have a big chunky stack of cards is they'll take all these cards out for four players. Take all these cards out for 3 and 4 players. That way you cycle through more of the deck.
Right.
Because you could literally buy a card and you're waiting for the combo to come up and you won't even see it the whole game.
Right.
I mean, it's different if you see it and you just don't get a chance to buy it or someone buys it out from under you, but you won't even see it. But a lot of people say, well, then you have to know to switch gears, right? You have to switch gears and do something else. But
Corlu says that there's a variant for 2 player that increases the turnover for cards.
There needs to be a bigger tableau, or there needs to be more cycling of cards out.
Yeah,
you need to kill half the cards every turn.
I mean, I would be willing to try that, but at the same time, I'm like, they should have put the. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't like doing just made up variants to games. It just doesn't.
Unless I made it up, but even then, I'm just kidding.
Let's move on.
2 player. Okay.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4. Let's see what my number 4 is. I'm sure this one makes me angry enough to throw the pieces all over the table.
What is this, Feast for Odin? Again? You put it on there twice.
Number 4 is Tapestry.
Stay away from that game.
For the same reason as Deus, and even more so.
Really? Okay.
It's got two things going on. One, I lump it into a Civ game, and it's not really a Civ game.
No.
And 2, its main game thing is going up tracks. And think how many games we have
They go up
that
tracks.
go up tracks that
fair.
we love more.
Fair.
There is so many games that and I know they solved it with this little sheet of do this if you like the balancing of the civs. But you remember the last time we played, someone got a civ that was so bad it didn't do anything. They didn't even get to use their superpower the whole game just because of the way the game worked.
Yep.
Or there was a combo of something, one person's power counteracted another person's power or something like that.
Yeah.
And they had a horrible time. It was Tommy, guys, mostly okay, but
Or Tommy, oh my god.
But
not even here to defend.
But it's for the most. I mean, it does have a little map and has a little bit going on. It's like almost like a token. Here's some stuff going on with the map.
Right.
But it's going up tracks and doing combos is mostly what that game's about. And a lot of our favorite games have going up tracks.
Yeah.
And it just gets lumped into that. It gets lumped into, not only does it get lumped into the going up tracks, it gets lumped into the Civ category, and it's a lesser. We have at least 5 or 6 games or more in each of those categories that we consider better.
Right.
I mean, it's on the verge. I mean, I probably even forgot to put it. I probably should have been up for the culling is what it really should have been. You heard me. I just don't. I don't envision even playing that game again unless someone really wanted to play it for some reason.
I guess I'm chopped liver.
I said unless someone really wanted to play it again.
Hey, guess what I want to play right now?
What?
Tapestry.
No.
Nah.
We're busy. I gotta clean up Feast Road.
Whose fault is that?
I gotta clean up Feast Road. But anyway, the Tapestry and Deus kind of fall in the same. They're in my head and kind of in the same area because for the same reasons, but even more so for Tapestry because it has that the main thing you do in the game. There's better games for it, whereas Deus is somewhat unique with the card combos. But we just played Gollum that has that same card combo situation going on.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Anyway, that's my number 4.
True. Ooh,
Tapestry.
Ooh, some good stuff. All right, sorry, I'm looking at the chat too at the same time. You guys are throwing it.
I forgot to put my glasses on. You know what chat looks like? You ever see those old cartoons and where they have you're doing like a picnic and you got those little tiny squiggle ants that are walking across to pick up they walk over and they pick up the apple and walk away with it. Mm-hmm. That's what the chat looks like. They look like squiggle ants.
See, if I didn't have my contacts in, I probably couldn't even tell that there was white on that screen. That's how blind I am. So
yeah, it's all squiggle ants. I can see Zeris and Corluz talking a lot. That's in the New American Underground. That's all I can tell. I don't know what you're saying. I'm sure it's great stuff. But it is good stuff.
In fact,
while you do number 4, I'll grab my glasses. Okay, maybe I can read the chat.
You go, that's fun. Now, too, while you're doing that, Tales of Arabian Nights, you were talking about that. We had the same problem when we had that game because it took so long to get going and stuff and figure out how it worked. And then the game was long. We had a lot of fun with it afterwards, but it was kind of random and it just seemed like it was hard for us to get to the table. And at the time, we didn't have as many longer games that we could play. Like, we just couldn't play as long as the kids were littler. And so, yeah, we struggled with Tales of Arabian Nights, too. But my number 4 today...
That's why we called it.
Yep, unfortunately. And that's how Trogdor came about. That's true. You did have your glasses off when you saw Gardner.
Yeah, because I look at your name, I can see T and then D-O-R.
It's D... Oh. Anyway.
Trogdor. It's definitely Trogdor.
With an N. But anyway. Oh my god. Go get your glasses.
I'm waiting for you to say your number 4.
My number 4 is Terraforming Mars. Go get your glasses. I could push a button. Okay, so this one we got the big box. And it's not so much the big box intimidation because a lot of those just have the cool trays with the little 3D printed. I am in love with the new tiles and stuff for that. I think that is so cool. But this game, I think the big box actually kind of helped it and helped solve some of the inertia problem we had because it was way worse. We almost didn't touch this game because the bloat factor. There were so many expansions to this game. And for the longest time, we weren't even sure. Like, we started to write down which expansions we want and don't want to play with and just stuck it in the box now. So we can go in and be like, okay, here we go. Makes it a lot easier, but oh my goodness. I mean, it was just like, we're like, yeah, this is cool. We like this inside, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, and we come out with another expansion. And we're like, I think we're good. In fact, I think Well, I think, do we have everything? Did it come with the big box? Did everything?
We have everything.
We have everything now.
But
we didn't.
But when we play now, we just play. we play with Preludes.
All of them.
And we play with the Venus expansion because the cards are mixed in. I don't want to resort.
Oh
the
heck
cards.
no, we're not touching that.
And that's it.
Yeah,
we don't play colonies. We don't play the turmoil. We don't play. What's the other one?
I mean, they were fine. They were fine, but we were just. Ugh.
We found when we played, we just ignored the colonies. Even
we
when,
did.
Even when
it was just random side quests we weren't interested in. I mean, that's kind of how we put it, right?
Corlew said something and retracted it.
Oh, Corlew.
Those Canadians with their foul language.
I know.
You saw it probably said something harsh.
Like, about terraforming Mars?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Like, it's only so-so.
And then she apologized immediately after.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. You're going to get struck by lightning, and I'm going to laugh. I'll hit the technical difficulties button just for you, Corlew. Oh, man.
Is that it?
Yeah. Terraforming Mars made me sad, because I love that game.
Number 3.
Number 3.
It's no fun. Corlew says it was just a typo.
Oh.
Meh.
She didn't apologize.
Come on now. It's just Twitter. It's like Twitter. Twitter, you can't.
Twitter drives me crazy. I type something. I have one typo, and I'm like, I'm leaving. I don't care.
At this point, I think I'm going to try to put as many typos in as possible and see if people can figure out what I'm saying, because that's kind of sums up Twitter anyway.
All right, let's see what my number 3 is. My number 3 is Arkwright.
Hey, we got it.
But for mostly a different reason. Hers is learning the game. Mine is when I open it up and I pull out that 49-page rule book.
Is it really 49 pages?
I think it's 49 pages. Get a view of my pajamas.
No, you're off screen.
Oh, am I?
Unless you stick your butt in my face. Where'd you go? Okay.
Pretty sure the rule book for Arkwright is 49 pages long, if I remember right. Let's look. So they got the
well, that's
they got the baby version.
Yeah, this is the hold on, let me
what they call the my first Arkwright.
My first Arkwright.
It's 24 pages long. The rules for
oh
that.
My gosh. Okay.
The full blown
big
kid Arkwright. Oh, it's only 35.
Yeah, but you need to know.
No, you don't need that.
Does it have everything?
35 pages.
Okay, well it feels like 49
35 pages. And it's not, and it does have a lot of examples, but it also has block text pages.
It has to show you pictures so you know what the heck they're talking about. It's
35 pages long.
Oh my gosh.
35 pages, and it's just.
Oh yeah.
And it's not like, you know, like some games have they have like they have a section for like, here's all the stuff in the game, and here's all the components and stuff like that.
Nope.
And then down at the back, it has all this appendices, right?
Appendices.
Yeah, of all the terms and how certain cards work and stuff like that. No, this is literally, it starts off page 1 with rules. You're starting with rules. And
this one has the component list.
Page 35.
They didn't waste time.
Is still rules. It is rules.
It's only half.
The whole thing is nothing but rules. There's no fluff. There's no role play either. There's not a page of role play. There's a paragraph of role play.
Yep, there is a quarter page of introduction on what it does and a little summary of the game, and then half the page is the inventory for you in here, and then it's got a little thing. How do you win the game? In the game of Arkwright, the players attempt to own the most valuable portfolio at the end of the game. Here's what we're talking about. Blah, 23 pages later.
So,
it's insane.
It is insane. It is, and like she mentioned when she talked about it, it is a beast. Not a beast, but it's pretty hard to set up. It's got some setup things, but for me, it's just slogging through that rule book. It's just a lot, and then when you teach it, it is a lot. You got to summarize 35 pages of rules down to someone who didn't read those 35 pages. So imagine reading 35 pages of a book and giving them a detailed account of what everything happened in those 35 pages.
Sounds like my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know that content inside and out, right?
So it's like teaching a chapter to your class. And they have no clue.
By the way, you're getting tested on it afterwards, so you better. I gotta make sure you.
Everyone in the class has to get a perfect score on the exam after you teach that one class.
There you go. Get off your phone, Carl. Hope you're watching.
He's driving.
He's on his phone.
He's driving back from Arizona.
Oh darn!
He just got back.
Darn.
All right, so yeah, Arkwright. It's just a bear. But I love that game, and I wish it was. So I wish what we could do is like in the Matrix, you could just plug the players in.
Whoa. I know Arkwright.
Yeah. Exactly. That would be perfect.
And Kung Fu.
That would be perfect if I could just download that 35 pages directly into your head.
That would be amazing. I'd be
it.
like, I know economic games.
And really, the way I teach it is I set up the game and I read the rules, and then when I teach, I have to literally go section by section. Okay, so section 1, this is what you do. Section 2, I just go through, because the rule book is written like a textbook. So it's got section 1 and then 1.1 and then 1.2 and 1.3, and you just have to go. It is rough, but I love the game.
No, it's a good game.
I love the game. So,
but don't go there for theme.
It has a lot of theme.
Yeah, if you're building a portfolio is considered a theme.
It is a theme. You're making machines. You're hiring workers.
That's not a portfolio.
You're buying stock. You're exporting goods.
I moved that little.
No, you actually have a little worker force, and you take your little worker guys.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you. It's very beige.
Fun.
It's very beige.
You're no fun.
It's full of beige. Okay, fine.
What are we on, 4?
3.
Oh, 3? How did that happen?
Okay, my number 3 is the Castles of Mad
Oh,
King
I can't believe this is on your list.
Why?
Go ahead.
Why can't you believe it's on my list?
I am like the audience. I'm waiting for your explanation.
Well, I like this game far more than everyone else.
How's that Inertia?
Because when I go to play that, I'm like, you're gonna be like, I really want to play that blah, 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 X, Y, and Z game. And I'll be like, Plus B,
I played this recently.
We have a big box now. Yeah, we did. Recently, as in within the last year.
No, we got the big box a little while ago.
A little while ago, it was like months.
Yeah, no,
that's counting. I like to play that game a lot.
We played it since we played Deus.
Wow. Wow.
Keep going.
So anyways, this big box thing, I gotta be honest, was a little intimidating now because we had our base game and we were playing with it and that was just our life. And now we have the big box, which is glorious and amazing, but now it's got like, what's a group of swans called? A shrieking herd of swans. I don't know what they're called. I like shriek. A shriek of swans.
My phone close enough? I could ask it.
Oh, here, yeah, I'll look it up. But anyway, here, you want to look it up?
Keep talking. I'm curious now.
You have a shriek of swans. Gaggle. That's geese.
A shriek of swans?
That's what I'm calling them. I think it sounds cool. But then there's all these other things going on. So we have to decide, okay, what are we going to play now? Where there's like, it's much more involved because before this was our quick throw down, play the game. Like, we pretty much remember how to play this game. We double check a couple little rules and we dive in. This is not a game that I keep staring at it for some reason while I'm talking instead of looking at you. But for whatever reason, like now, this is not a quick grab and go game. We actually have decisions on what we're going to have to do.
Apparently there's not a standard term.
So a shriek, it's a shriek. A shriek of swans.
A bevy, a bank, a herd.
A bevy?
A lamentation.
Lamentation of swans.
A wedge.
A wedge? What? I'm going to go with lamentation. I like that. A lamentation of swans.
Well, it comes from the term that apparently the swans, I guess, mate for life, and when one of them dies.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Yes. The lamenting begins.
I guess. I'm lamenting cleaning up Face Road.
My lamentation of swans. But they're cool because they're like, there's like 30 different swans in there and they're all these crazy colors. Some of them are standard and some have sparkles. And like, it's really cool. It's really cool. So anyway, but it's not our grab and go to game now. It's like, we have to invest a little bit more into the game.
It wasn't my grab to go game anyway. Oh, that was your reason A, right?
Yes. What I said about I know Kung Fu.
Oh my gosh, you're violent tonight.
I am. I haven't had enough caffeine. I need more.
No, I think you're on spring break and you're getting your spring break wind where you actually have some energy. You're laughing at yourself swinging at me on the picture, weren't you?
Maybe.
There's a delay. She was laughing at herself, karate chopping me. Nice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you're done.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Number 2.
All right, number 2. Let's see what it is. We'll find out. I bet it's a good one. I remember I switched my 1 and 2 several times, so they're pretty close together. My number 2 is Tabanusi.
What? Why is this hard to get to the table? Because it's a tea game?
No, because... Have I got the right one? No, it's not Tabanusi. Oh, I did the wrong one.
You do this all the time. This is hilarious.
Hold on.
This is hilarious.
I can fix this. Hold
my
on.
gosh.
Hold on.
This is
hold on.
so
Hold on.
funny.
You're going to see editing on the spot. Oh, gosh, I can't see that. It's so small.
This is the best. I need to bring the camera around so you can see him and the frantic screen at the same time. It's really entertaining.
I can't see it. Where is it?
What are you looking for? Type it. Type the game.
I can't reach the keyboard. It's way over there.
Oh my gosh. Go over there. This is hilarious. Did you take the mouse? Okay, you took the mouse. My favorite's when he walks over there and then forgets to grab the mouse.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. Ah. Well. And here we... Oh. You guys, look. Change before your very eyes.
How do you spell it?
Amazing.
How do you spell it?
Tama. T-A-M... T-A-W-A-N-T-I-N-S-U-Y-U.
All right, let's try this again.
The PJ cam.
All right, let's try this again.
I should do that.
Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Here we go. Hold on.
Number 2.
So my number 2 is Taiwan Tensu. What?
I'm just here.
I don't know why I thought it was Tabanusi.
You have Tabanusi on the brain, man. Every time.
But anyway, so
tell us about this game that you obviously hate. You forget and get out of your
we
mind.
haven't played this game. We played this game one time, and we haven't played it since.
I don't. Give me my phone. Give me my phone. Okay, you talk about the game. I want to look.
All right. Anyway, so we haven't played this game in forever because I like. How many T games better than that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 other T games better than that one. So it suffers from the architect's thing of we never go back to this game. Because I was like, we need to play that one again. And then we end up playing Takenu, or we end up playing...
Internet.
We end up playing, what's the other ones we like? Terracotta Army, or we play these other games. Or a new T game comes out and we play that one instead, and blah, blah, blah. How many times have we played it?
I'm looking. Chill. Oh, whoops, that's just... I opened up the expansion. May have only played it one time.
Oh, we may have only played it one time. Interesting. I find that interesting.
I thought we've played it once since we got it. I'm going to look at pictures because I swear to you we've played this. See, I'm having trouble with my app not loading my place.
Anyway, we haven't played this game in a long time, and it's funny because we remember we love it, and it's still sitting in our top 100s because we loved it so much, but we never go back to playing it again for whatever reason, because I think we revisit our favorites T games, and then the T games come out about once a year. So we played the new T game, and then we play the new T game again, and then we go play one of our favorites, and we just do this vicious cycle of never getting back to it because it's.
I could have sworn we've played this twice because I remember.
I'm pretty sure we played it twice because we played it 2 players, and I think we played it with Tommy.
Yeah.
3 players. But anyway, we haven't played this in a long time. I can't remember the last time we played it.
I don't think it logged my play. Yeah, because I'm looking at this going, I know we played this more than once, but. Anyway, doesn't matter. Obviously, we haven't played it enough.
Here, let me help you out.
Tinsel you. Right?
How intense are you? Let's see. Let's look. Let's look here. Games.
Off the chain. Everything is off the chain. Yes. Everything. Monday night.
I had 1 play logged.
When was it, though?
December 13th, 2020.
Did we just not log it? Because I know we played.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I think we've only played it one time. I think in our head we were going to play it with Tommy, and then we had Inertia and we played something else instead.
So I mentally made up a play of that game.
I think so, you did. Anyway, so yeah, it suffers just from the... It's another one. In fact, here, let's do this. We're going to do this. We're going to add this game. We're going to add this game. And we're going to add this game to our need-to-play shelf.
I have no objections. Although I don't like that there's already 2 games. Should we make a 2 game?
But we're almost emptied our shelf of shame, though. Except for expansions.
I don't like this trend. This trend is disturbing to me.
They've been added.
Okay, no more than 4
bless it.
games. No, what was this? Is this the official?
It's the karate chop of blessings.
There's so many things wrong with everything that's happening.
All right.
Okay.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 may or may not surprise people, and that is War of the Ring.
Number 3.
I stunned Hunter so much that he had to push buttons.
Oh my god, it's right above the one I'm supposed to push.
Oh my god.
Let's take it down a level.
You need more sleep.
I didn't get enough sleep
you need
last
more
night.
sleep, and I need more caffeine.
I'm a bit loopy.
A little bit. A little bit. So
I got that the giggles you get like at 2 in the morning.
yes, you do. You're starting to get that slap happy.
Slap happy.
It's
That's
gonna
what you
be.
call
Oh
it, yeah.
man, we're gonna have to. Whew. So this one, War of the Ring. It's so funny because every time it's like, oh, it's a really long game. There's so much in that. And every time we go, we actually do it. We're like, wow, that insert makes the game setup really easy. Wow, this game's so intuitive. We really remember most of the rules. We always say that every time we go back and play it. But still, for whatever reason, like mentally, it's like, oh, there's so much to do in that game. I don't know what it is.
No, that one's going to get played soon because we just got the play mat for it. We got the big giant play mat. And it's going to get played soon. I would say it's probably.
I hope so.
It's probably scheduled for early summer, if I had to guess.
I like the way that you think.
Scheduled. That's what Picard says.
He's very British. So yeah,
What?
Yeah, sorry, there's so much going on. So much going
Number
on in
3.
chat, out of chat. The game, it's staring at me
Feast
right
for
now. Feast for Odin. Dude, can I add pictures into our chat?
What's your number 2? No, you can't add pictures.
My number 2 is War of the Ring.
Oh yeah. Why? We love that game.
Oh my god. I just said why.
Oh.
It's just a mental thing. Because there's nothing really holding us back about that. It's a fantastic game. It's one of our faves. We love it. It's really intuitive. Once we get it out, it's actually not that bad to get out, especially considering you have army minis that are kind of easy to get confused, but the box organizes them so beautifully. You just go whoop, and it's just, God, it's so cool. I mean, it's really not hard to get out, and really, compared to some of the other monstrosities we have anymore, it's not that long of a game. Like, I don't understand why we don't play it more.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's why it's my number 2. I'm like, why?
It's like my number 10, the smartphone. There's not really a super good reason it just doesn't get played.
That game is fantastic.
You know what's even more fantastic?
Number 1.
I think it's funny that the number 1 is the
War of the Ring bits.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
My number 1.
Yep, scheduled.
This one was fighting with my number 2 for the top spot, but this one won out. And that is Lords of Hellas. And this is for a completely different reason.
I figured because...
The reason is...
Why?
That paint job. Oh my gosh. Every time that box just makes me angry every time. I get physically angry when I open that box up.
You had to be here.
This
was a real thing.
This was like 4 or 5 years ago, I guess, when it first came out.
And it was...
So I went all in on Lords of Hellas because I knew I'd love the game. And I do. Yep. I love the game.
Yep.
If it wasn't for this very reason I'm about to tell you about, it would be in my probably top 10 games.
Yes.
So I ordered the Lord of Hellas all in with the sun drop painting and everything else. And I got the box. I was so excited. I'm like, I opened up the box, and it literally looked like a 3-year-old got a paintbrush and splattered paint all over it.
The sun drop was not... did not look good.
It looked horrible.
Looked horrible.
So the first thing I did is I tried to strip it off, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't. It was like, it's like molded. It's like part of the plastic now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'll just paint them a dull gray. So I painted them a dull gray. I'm like, oh, that looks horrible. So I took the gray off. And then I tried doing like a wash on them. That didn't help. And and then I painted them just generic colors. I like, okay, no, I'll just make the yellow pieces yellow and the blue pieces blue. That didn't work. So I stripped it all off and went back to the sun drop, and then that made me mad because it looked horrible.
The stupid sun drop.
So I'm like, I think I decided just a very light gray of everything to make it look like just generic miniatures, gray miniatures. And but then you can't do the individual player pieces because they have to be the different colors. Yeah. So I'm like, I left those, and it just makes me mad. Every time I open up that box, it just makes me mad.
Yeah. No, understandable, because you even wrote them and is like, is this how it's supposed to look? I mean, he's
they're like, yeah. They're like, you have to look at it from a certain lighting, from a certain angle.
It was total
and it looks
BS.
Amazing.
Total BS. No, I'm not going to sit there and squint at my game. Thank you very much. It
just made me so. I would pay anything to just have base generic plastic miniatures. And I paid probably $50 or something stupid to get that extra paint put on the miniatures.
See, look, he's getting mad now. Like actually getting mad. Like it's
it just makes me mad. Every time I open the box, I've actually opened it to set it up to play, and I put it back on the shelf because I just get physically mad at it. Because I have to sit there and stare at those miniatures the whole game going.
I think what needs to happen is Nessa and I need to have a painting expedition on the game, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and
maybe that's what we do.
And literally, I would almost accept just someone. Really, what I really should do is I should just bite the bullet and pay someone $300 and paint the set for me or something stupid like that. Because I love that game. It's one of my favorite games. It would probably be.
Dude, pay me for $300. I'll do it.
I said someone that actually could paint.
Oh, rude.
Yeah, no. T. Gardner, Trogdor. I agree. I should probably just get rid of it because I haven't played my copy since. I don't think we've played it but one time, my copy.
That's true. We played it at cons and stuff.
I played at cons and teach it at conventions because I love the game.
Yeah, it's a great game.
I just love the game. The Dice Tower copy of Lords of Hellas Dice Tower East copy is pristine, beautiful. And in fact, I probably should write that down to play it when I'm at Dice Tower East. Maybe I'll teach a play and see who wants to play. But anyway, I love the game. It's one of my favorite games, but it's dropping down my top 100 because I don't play it. I mean, it's collecting dust. We haven't even touched the expansions.
Oh, that's true.
We have all these expansions, all these extras.
There you go. There is an auction coming up. You can put it in.
An auction?
Yeah, the Jack Vassal.
Oh, just put it in?
Yeah, the wheels are turning now. You
know what I could do? I could go to the Jack Vassal auction and put, as part of the auction, I could put, do a reverse auction. I don't think they'll do this, but basically say, whoever will paint my Lords of Hellas miniatures.
I bet you get, my brain just blanked on his
Whoever will paint my Lords of Hellas miniatures, I'll pay you $300 and I'll match the same funds to the Jack Vassal auction.
I bet you could get, oh God, my brain. What's his face that paints all the time? Vernon.
Vernon, yeah.
I bet you could get Vernon to do it.
Oh my gosh.
You get Vernon to do it.
I just love that game. It's one of my favorite games. Like I said, it has top 10 potential for me in terms of my top 100, but it's buried. Anyway,
there's more inertia behind it.
Literally, if you want my Lords of Hellas pieces look like right now, they just take a can of gray.
Yeah, it's just
spray
a dull gray.
And I sprayed them all to cover up that sun drop because it makes me so angry.
Yeah.
What they did is they got in a rush of they got so many sun drop orders. I bet they were just putting them on a giant table and just blasting sun drop at them.
That's what it looks like.
And half the miniatures got sun drop, half of them didn't. It was just bad. But anyway, so yeah, I wonder if they'll go for that reverse auction. Basically,
I bet they would.
Basically, I'll
you should
offer X dollars to paint my miniatures, and I'll match how much I play.
Yeah, because some people do auction off their painting skills, so maybe you should probably see if Vernon's in.
That's not a bad idea. I can look for someone anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's number one. I don't know why I say it was close to number two. Now that I'm talking about it, it is number one.
Pitchforks, torches.
It's just
Lords of Hellas.
I've played con copies more than my own copy.
You have. Yeah, Trogdor has it right. You're probably right. We should probably just either get rid of it or set it on fire.
Yeah.
So yeah. Mr. Bean got a job at Sundrop. Yeah, they were talking about doing the Mr. Bean thing.
What do you mean?
They put a bunch of stuff in a room, just throw a bomb in there with the paint and shut the door, leave it.
Yeah.
You know, just it was Mr. Bean with Sundrop.
It was just you could just tell because half the some of the
It
miniatures,
was very
it's like it looked like
It was
almost,
blasted from an
it was
angle,
like
like a
an
weird
angle
angle.
just blasted Sundrop this way. And so if you turn them from the back, there's nothing on them.
Yeah, it was really
And you
weird.
turn them forward, there literally
It was
is
Mr.
there
Bean.
probably is one angle you could look at if
Well, they
you
were
squint your
right.
eyes and they look good, but you're not staring at a miniature from one angle. There's people sitting around the table. You're moving them around.
Well, the point of a Sundrop is from the sun, from above.
Yeah.
That was the point.
Right.
But yeah, anyway, they were not going to budge on that anyway. They were just being
All right.
trolls. So yeah, that was funny. That was funny. So my number one's going to sound tame and boring in comparison, like crazy boring. So my number one is Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh.
This is one of my absolute favorite games, but we always go to pull this and we're like, there's so many expansions. This game has more bloat than Terraforming Mars because it doesn't have the organization box thingy to like kind of ameliorate the problem, right? We just have everything thrown in baggies. So it's like, communities. Here, Hunter, you get to sort those.
Yeah.
It takes up like the whole table now. I love this game. I loved the game of life when I was a kid. That was like my favorite board game. I loved playing it. We made up stories while we were playing it. We had a blast with it. And then this is like the gamer's game of life. Absolutely adore this. But with all the expansions, which they're funny because now you can like turn to a life of crime. Like it's ridiculous all the different choices that you have. You can do so many different things with it. And join these communities and pick up hobbies and have jobs and date or get married or
Have kids.
And there's so many different things in this game. Oh, but there's also an expansion for that, and it goes over here, and then there's this section here, and you have to set everything up beforehand, and everything takes up so much space that usually don't you kind of angle it kind of cockeyed on the table so we can both kind of
No,
see and
when we
reach?
play pretty often, we actually just have to sit on opposite sides of
Oh, that's right. That's
Usually
what it
we
is.
set catty corner. We basically share a corner.
Yeah, sit on the
but
side,
this
but-
one we actually have to set opposite sides because
'Cause
it
it's just
covers
so-
the whole center of the table.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Just absolutely huge. And it keeps us from playing it more because honestly, if it was kind of like what I said for Castles of Mad King Ludwig, if it was like the original game where we just set it out and play, because remembering how to play, it's pretty quick. But we have to remember the expansions now,
Right.
which we're not quite as used to because we've gotten those more recently. And as that bloat kind of set in, we're not going to play it as often. So it's not as intuitive to us. So we're setting all of that up. It just takes longer to get to it. But if it was quick to get out, we'd be playing it all the time, I have a feeling. Because it's not a super long game. It's what, an hour, 90 minutes?
Yeah, about 90 minutes.
It's fantastic. And you're right. It doesn't feel like it should have such a table presence. But to put those options out there, it's got
Each expansion has a little board.
area.
Has a little board and a set of
Which
cards.
is nice because, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's really easy to tell where everything is.
Right.
Like, it would be great to teach somebody this game because it's really easy to see where everything is. Like, it's really well organized, but the problem is you have to set all of that up. It's not all one big board. And so,
Right.
woo! It is huge. Huge.
Yeah, this is the same as my Dinosaur Island in terms of expansion.
It is.
But less so because this one, it really doesn't, every expansion doesn't replace anything.
Mm-mm.
So it's just
It's
more.
just all
it's-
add.
But
all
but
add,
but then
all add.
but it's easier to set up because you just set up the base game and then you read the expansion book, you add stuff. You read the next one,
You're
you
just
add stuff.
adding,
You're
yeah.
not swapping things out and changing
That's true.
things and taking these cards out and putting new cards in and all this other stuff. It's not as bad, but yeah, that. But we are getting a big box at some point when it comes through.
We are?
Yeah, that organizes it better. So
Well,
maybe
that
it'll
might
help.
not be a bad thing.
Maybe it'll help.
It probably would help with that one. Yeah, it's oh man, because it is so much fun, but there's just no way to, because the setup, I feel like it's just because we have this, I don't know, it's just
I think
the
the big
inertia's
box
real
will
with
help
that.
because I'm pretty sure there's an insert in the big box that will organize
Yeah.
it better. Because really, ours is just in the base game box and it's just bags and bags and bags and bags of stuff.
and this would be one that actually would be really fun to play. Did we play this one live?
I don't know if we
If we did, it was before we had all the expansions. I can tell you that. And I don't know that if we could play it live, that you could see all of the board.
Yeah, we have to put the
from
camera
our
on
camera
the, have to
setup.
put the camera on the ceiling.
I'm not kidding you because it takes up so much of the table.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it's it's so much fun though.
It's all right.
Oh, it's fun.
That is it, folks. That is it for this time. Sorry for starting late. I hope it didn't buffer too much. I'm looking over there. We didn't drop too many frames, so hopefully it wasn't buffering too much. But yeah, stuff happens.
It does.
1 week from tonight, that would be March 20th, the 20th of March.
Well, 1 week from tonight or 1 week from Tuesday?
Oh, 1 week from Tuesday night. March 21st. Good job. Keep you around for a reason. March 21st.
Spring break, baby.
March 21st.
Yes.
8 days from now. We will be having a variety show. So the last variety show, we had a lot of catch up to do, so we mostly just talked about the games we played. We haven't played as many games, so we will have shenanigans at the next variety show. We'll have some her going on, and we'll have some top fives and fun stuff like that. So,
Excellent.
Because we played some games. We played some pretty heavy hitters, but we haven't played a lot of games. So we'll have more time to do the miscellany.
We do have a weekend coming up between that.
Miscellany.
Miscellany.
Is that a word?
Yes.
Miscellany?
Yes, it is.
It sounds so fake.
It does.
Sounds
But it's a
something, something I'd make up.
It does, actually.
Miscellany?
Sound like something you would make up.
Miscellanea. Equinox. Is that the equinox? Is that spring equinox?
Yes.
March 21st? Oh, look at that.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
We should do another blindfold challenge. I agree.
Yeah, I think that was the second one we did where we tricked it up. I think the second one worked better than the first one, if I recall it correctly.
Yes.
So we'll have to look and see. Yeah, that's fun.
That was fun.
That's fun. Blindfold.
Made up word like Trogdor.
Trogdor's not a made up word.
He's real. He burninates.
All right, folks, that is it for tonight.
Y'all are
amazing.
amazing.
We will see you.
We love y'all.
In the lobby.
In the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
You need to, this is out of control. You're going to be here for, a month.
Shh. I'm sorting.
Okay. I'm just going to go turn off the feed because no one wants to watch this.
I don't even know where they even go.
Well, whose
Look
fault
at
is
this.
that?
What is this?
Well, whose fault is that? Oh, flip it. Oh, snap.
You're throwing stuff on the floor.
Whose fault's that?